And now, live from the Neverland Theatre, your host, Gary Starr. Hello, a very good evening to you. Welcome to StageToStream.tv, live from the Neverland Theatre here in the wonderful town of Skeg Vegas. Oh yes, we're here. Hope you're well. Hope you've all had a good day. What have you been doing? Don't know. Don't matter, does it? But welcome, one and all, wherever you are, whatever you're doing. If you're cooking tea, sat back relaxing with a gin and tonic, or indeed a glass of squash, whatever. Welcome one and all to StageToStream.tv. We've got a cracking night for this evening and a big announcement coming your way. Yes, one of our guests that has signed up for the 2nd of March, we're going to be announcing very shortly indeed. Before we start, once again, what we ask you to do, we need to build our audience. Of course, we've been here for 3 weeks now. Can you believe it? 3 weeks. So what we need to do is share this stream, share it with friends, especially people in the business that may like this. Tag them, whatever you want to do. And of course, give us some interactions. Give us a thumbs up, some love hearts, some cares. Because we care. That's why we're here. Yes, it's true. In the meantime, let's find out what's on tonight on Stage to Stream TV. Live tonight on Stage to Stream. It's Drag Queen of the Week, Miss Bonnie Banks. And Monty the Jester. Plus a big announcement. All live tonight, here on... I'm very excited. I am. I'm very excited tonight about our announcement and, of course, about our guests. It's very exciting. We've got our Drag Queen of the Week, Bonnie Banks, and, of course, Monty the Jester a little bit later on. Very, very exciting. So some incredible chats coming up this evening. Stay with us, settle down, relax, enjoy yourself, and join the chat. And speaking of people joining the chat right now, it wouldn't be Stage to Stream without Right Hand Ruthie.
Right hand Ruthie, right hand Ruthie.
Right hand Ruthie. Yeah. Hello.
Hello.
You'll be pleased to know that this evening I have put filters upon your face, many filters, more filters than any one person should have on their face, but I've done that for you, and you're looking particularly tan this evening.
Thanks.
Yeah, after last night, which was horrendous because you were glowing. You were, when we watched it back, it was ridiculous. But tonight, I think we've cracked it.
Hooray!
Yeah, so many filters.
That's what they were made for, right?
That's what they were made for.
Yeah.
So that's good. But welcome, Right Hand Ruthie.
Hello.
No longer moon face.
No.
Well, maybe dark side of the moon face.
Ooh, that's good.
Ooh, yeah.
That Pink Floyd.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
Dark. Well, I don't think they did Dark Side of the Moon Ruthie face, but yeah, they did Dark Side of the Moon. But yeah, you're looking very tanned this evening, like me. And I don't have as many filters as you, but there's a lot on you. But there you go. So that's good. We got loads of people watching this evening, haven't we?
We have.
Yeah, I've just seen Yvette Papa pop up. Hello, Yvette. Lovely to see you. I hope you're well. And your boyfriend, what's he called? I know him. Yeah, whatever.
Sorrel. There's always one.
I'm joking.
Yeah.
I love Sorrel. Yeah. Hi, Sorrel. Hope you're well. And, of course, hello, Yvette. Hope you're well. Good. And we've got Adam out there watching. He's watching as well.
We have. We've got JJ. We've got all sorts of different people.
Loads of people.
Yeah, we will also have a little discussion about things that begin with W because today's Wednesday.
Oh, I probably shouldn't join in with this conversation. Good. Okay. So, well, as a bonus this evening, we've got another share. There you go. Look, Adam Fielding shared it. See, pops up there now, above your head.
Thanks, Adam.
Yeah, thank you. That's what it's about this evening, getting the community going,
Definitely.
building the community so we can all chat together and chat more and get some positivity flowing. We need it. We do, don't we?
Yes, everyone needs that.
Good. What have you been doing today? Anything exciting?
I've been tidying up the costume closet.
It's
not a closet.
No, it's a house, and it is literally full.
Yeah.
How's that gone?
It's still going.
I think there'd probably be a week on that, but it's good. Yeah, we're starting.
Anyone out there that knows our costume store knows that there's not enough space for all the costumes.
That's why we put a house on the back, and that's now full.
Yeah, the house is full.
Yeah, well, hey, it's good.
And a lack of coat hangers, apparently.
Well, there's always that. People steal them.
Yeah.
It happens. Anyway, let's talk about exciting things because
Yes,
I don't know whether we
that.
should drag this out. No, I think we should just tell people.
Do it.
It's very exciting.
Go for it.
We have signed up for the 2nd of March, which is next Tuesday, I believe. Is that right, Ruth?
Yes.
Yes, it is next Tuesday. Yes, the 2nd of March. We have Robert Sherman, who is the son of Robert Sherman from the Sherman Brothers. And the Sherman Brothers wrote Disney classics like Mary Poppins. They did Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. They did Jungle Book, Bedknobs and Broomsticks. And they did loads of other stuff as well.
Yeah.
And of course, most importantly, the one song that everybody knows. Yeah, they wrote that song. So we've got Robert Sherman, who's coming on, and he's going to chat, and it's going to be absolutely amazing. He'll tell us all about their life, and of course, importantly as well, all the stuff he's done, because he's wrote several musicals himself, which is very exciting. We're going to talk about that as well. So A Spoonful of Sherman was one of their shows, and he's got some new ones as well. So we're going to talk about that on Tuesday, which is very, very exciting. So son of the Sherman Brothers on talking about their life and everything. How exciting is that, Ruthie?
Ooh.
I know, right?
Isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But not only that, we've got loads of other guests as well from all eras across the board of theatre. And of course, if you want to join in with the Stage to Stream chat, as long as you're vaguely interested, we'll talk to you. So come and talk to us. We want to talk about the business, what you've done, what you're doing, anything at all within that industry, then, come and talk to us. And that's what it's about, keeping us sane during the lockdown and beyond.
Very true.
Yeah. How do they get in touch, Ruthie?
Oh, yeah, sorry. Hop onto the chat in the stream.
I'm not used to seeing you so tanned.
Is it confusing? Stop interrupting.
Sorry.
Now listen.
Go on.
What you need to do is, if you're watching us on any other medium on the Facebook, then make sure you stop watching that and head on over to stagetostream.tv, the main page. Watch us from there. Jump into the chat. Give me a wave. Tell me where you're from. Tell me your favourite thing beginning with W today, because that's what we're doing in the chat. It's fun. Also, you can send me a message. You can text or WhatsApp.
Yes.
And the number is over here.
Right up until we get a jingle. Next week, James is working on it. I'll do the jingle for now. 07510891005. Yeah. It'd be better when he does it.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. He does all our music, and it's amazing. And so we're having new jingles made, but it's on the list. Exciting, isn't it? And of course, they can talk to you in the chat right now, which is very exciting. Also, something else we need to talk about is Stage to Stream Radio, which we're looking to launch possibly next week. We're just waiting for to get the jingles done and all that side of it and all them bits in place. But we are launching Stage to Stream Radio, which will be musical theatre and drama and plays and everything running 24 hours a day. 7 days a week. It's going to be happening from probably the end of next week. Maybe we'll see how we get on. But that's very, very exciting. And of course, this gives us the opportunity to offer out time slots and shows to anybody out there who wishes to do one, because it's all licensed, it's all ready to go. And of course, you can work from the comfort of your own home as long as you've got a microphone and you can connect to the internet. We can give you access to the radio show to log in and actually do your shows live. It's very exciting, and I don't know anybody else who's doing this sort of thing. It's exciting, isn't it, Ruth?
It's very exciting.
Yeah.
It's all
You can
good.
do a show, Ruth.
Disney.
You could do.
Yeah, Disney.
Or I think you'd probably be quite suited to 80s.
I like 80s.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ah,
But
so many
Disney is
possibilities.
exciting.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I
like
do like
Disney.
Disney.
I do. I like Disney.
Yeah. We were there this time last year.
Was it last year?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Was that the time of the incident, or was that the time before?
No, that was the time before, the year before. Yeah.
The incident.
The incident of which we don't talk about.
But we're probably going to talk about now to fill time. I don't know. I'm just thinking.
Yeah.
Do you want to fill time with this?
Okay. So
You start it.
we go to Disney Paris. Try and get there, because it's fun and it just resets you a little bit, doesn't it? And it's all magical and exciting.
And we do a bit of research and all that sort of thing, and it's exciting.
Yeah. But one of the first times we went, we actually booked it for 7 days. Now, if anyone out there has been to Disney Paris, you'll know that you can do the parks within a day and a half. So there's obviously a lot of repetition, but we don't like to rush ourselves, just chill out for a bit. We like to watch the same show 3 or 4 times a day, it's fun. But
Research.
Yeah, research. But what we did do this first time was that we realised that obviously 7 days might have been just a touch too long. So we thought we'll go into Paris and do some sightseeing instead.
Serious sightseeing as well.
Yeah.
Like, as in, and I came up with this idea of let's get off on the outskirts of Paris and walk was it 15 miles? It was ridiculous, from the outskirts, and do like all the landmarks all the way into the Eiffel Tower. Carry on, Ruth.
Yeah, we did, which was quite ironic considering that idea came out of you, because you don't really like walking.
I hate it. Such a stupid idea.
Anyway, so we got off and we started at one end and pretty much just walked all the way through Paris following the Seine, which was fun. And anyway, we saw lots of things, lots and lots of different things. And at one point we were crossing the road. We were at like an intersection, and we were stood on the side, obviously waiting to cross, and it was a busy road, and a police car comes from our left, French police car, and it slows down as it's coming towards us, and as we're waiting to cross, this is a bit annoying, as you can imagine. Anyway, we just wait, and the driver sort of leans forward and just looks at Gary really slowly as he's driving past.
And
very
like this.
Like this. This was the face.
What?
Right hand, Ruthie, right hand, Ruthie.
And they had that jingle.
Yeah, that was the face. So
I didn't see that.
You didn't see it. You
No.
were too busy not paying attention. Anyway, they then come down the junction and they turned just past us. And I sort of followed them to look. And the guy was looking over his shoulder with his face again.
I mean, I was dressed like well, how we would describe
How you
it.
normally dress.
Yeah, a camp pirate walking down the street in
Well,
Paris.
some
but-
people say camp pirate. Some people say terrorist.
Well, a bit offensive, but
Well,
go
I'm
on.
just saying.
Well, okay.
Now, the time that we were doing this,
They wouldn't dress like me. Not my gothic pirate gear. But anyway, go on.
so the time when we were in Paris and we were doing this, Paris was on high alert anyway because there was all sorts of alerts.
Can you also just sorry to interrupt, but can you also as that police car drove past and eyeballed me looking like a camp pirate, can you tell us exactly what you said to me, because it sets up the rest of the story?
Well, I chuckled and said, "Ha ha, you're in trouble."
Okay.
Anyway,
Yeah.
as I said, Paris was on high alert anyway. It was all over the news. There was riots, yellow vests and everything was going on.
And terrorism.
Yeah,
We
quite
should
high.
point that out.
Yeah. So anyway, this has happened, and we've just crossed the road as we go. Sen is on the left of us. We're walking along. Nice building over here. A little bit lost. I mean, we knew which direction we were going in, but we just, we're like, we'll go this way. But we weren't really paying attention to where we were, let's put it that way. Just enjoying the sights.
It was a
as you do.
very narrow street, wasn't it?
Very narrow.
To the left of us, the River Seine, and just to the right, buildings, big tall buildings,
Huge,
beautiful.
beautiful architecture.
And apparently I look like a terrorist. Very offensive.
Anyway, 10 steps down this road, a battered old Nissan Micra comes screaming towards us, handbrake turns and parks sideways in the road. And out jumps a man. This is not any man. This man was dressed in balaclava with a machine gun, all black, military vest on, and followed promptly by another 10 that jumped out of other places and other cars.
And
they
also-
all pointed their machine guns
Yeah.
at us.
Me, because I was in the front, and I kind of stood in front and went, whoa, stand behind me, Ruth.
Well, you didn't though, did you? You didn't pay attention to what was happening. You continued to walk as the man put his hand up and said, well, stop, but in French. And so I dragged you
Stop
back. And at this point, I'm thinking, we've got 2 choices. We can stay here and be shot, or we can jump into the river.
I can't swim.
I can't swim either. So needless to say, people were sort of bustling about, and then he just shouted again, stop. So we just stopped.
I don't
And-
speak French, so whatever he was shouting.
Yeah, it was, And there was a balaclava there as well. Anyway,
Yeah.
a couple of seconds later, this huge police van comes trundling along behind them, does the same thing, screams to a stop, and they fly all the doors open, and they drag these people out, and they chuck them in this build, they're dragging them in, and then they all jump back in their cars and they drive off. And we're all just stood there looking. what's going on? What the hell was that? And then we realised where we were. We were stood outside the Palais du Justice.
Googled it.
We did. We had to Google it. Palais du Justice. So we're like, oh, that was interesting. So obviously they were just transporting some prisoners in. We Googled it afterwards and found out who they were, and they were quite high profile, which would explain all the stuff that had happened in the machine guns to the face and stuff.
They were real terrorists.
They were real terrorists,
being brought into the court of justice in France for doing atrocities. That's what happened.
Yeah, so that was So from that point, we then decided just stay in Disneyland. It's safer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Particularly
True
don't like
story.
you.
True story. It's almost time for our first guest this evening.
Oh yeah. That's good, isn't it?
Yeah. So, but before that, just in case anybody wants to get in touch, tell us again.
Oh yeah. So you can hop into the chat on Facebook on Stage to Stream.
They can.
There's lots of people talking actually.
I think a lot of people fell asleep. In fairness.
Oh.
No, I think they did.
Well, I thought it's one of my favourite stories to tell.
No, it's not my favourite story because, for that reason. And I hated the rest of that time in Paris. But there you go. Yeah. That's what happened.
Have you got a picture of the guy?
Of who?
So for anyone that doesn't know, the guys with the balaclavas and the machine guns, they're the gendarmerie. They're like the French special police.
Gendarmerie?
Gendarmerie.
Like Jean-Claude Van Damme? What?
That's what they're called, the gendarme. I can't pronounce it. Gendarmerie.
It was horrific anyway, and it happened. So that was that. Good story, Ruth. That was more of an interesting story. Thank you. Thanks for sharing.
Anyway, pop in the chat, say hi, or drop me a text. Number's down here.
It's another interesting story from Ruth, and we'll have another jingle for that very soon indeed. It's almost time for our first guest. Stand by. Coming up right after this, Bonnie Banks. Don't go anywhere. Here we are. Mr. Bonnie Banks, how the devil are you?
Yes, I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
Wonderful. Now, in case anybody doesn't recognise the accent or where you're calling from, you are indeed up north somewhere.
Yep, up in Glasgow, Scotland. Up in Glasgow.
We've got another Glaswegian coming in a few days, actually. That's exciting. So, yeah.
Nice.
We're letting you invade our Zoom. So, that's good. How are you, my dear? Are you well?
Yeah, I'm keeping well. I'm keeping safe. Getting major cabin fever being in this house. But it's been definitely time to reflect and just keep I'm enjoying the rest.
Yeah, I think we've all kind of come to that thing, haven't we? Of going, we've got a bit of time now to just sit back and think about things and then get on with it.
Definitely.
Hopefully in a few months. Now, Miss Bonnie Banks, of course, let's talk about you first of all. How did you get into all this? Where did this all start for you?
Well, I think like a lot of younger queens now, I came across. I'd seen drag. I'd seen videos of like Lily Savage and stuff like that when I was younger. But my first proper introduction to drag was RuPaul's Drag Race, and it was just one of those shows that I watched and I clicked with it, and I was like, "Oh my god, that's amazing!" If we're talking about from like my early years, who I was like, what females have inspired me. From a very young age, I was always obsessed with like wicked queens and wicked witches, like the villainesses. And it was with a weird fascination because they had these long cloaks. And it was especially with Hocus Pocus, with the three witches. And when they flew, their cloaks moved so beautifully in the wind. And I had a massive fascination with that when I was younger. So I've always been more drawn to the more villainous women and the more the more evil, the better.
Yeah. So, tell us about the first time that you sort of obviously you discovered drag throughout all this. What was the sort of first time that you actually went, right, I'm going to do this. I'm going to make up the face and go down that route.
Well, it was when I kind of left uni. I was like, I do want to try a lot of LGBT theatre and drag in my work. And thanks to you, that was my first drag role that I got to play on stage as the wicked stepmother in Cinderella. Oh my goodness, silly me, I've dropped my phone. Sorry.
That's
I've
right.
caught my phone there.
Well, at least it wasn't a laptop.
Yeah, at least it wasn't a laptop. But that was when I realised throughout uni I'd been like, I really want to like experience drag and do it like as a career. And it was just building up the kind of experience, like getting my makeup, like obviously I think every drag queen is never satisfied with their makeup straight away. And it's just a learning experience.
Yeah.
But I've just been taking the time to learn more about the character, like the character that I want to put forward through my drag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a strange one, isn't it? Because I mean, you talk about drag racing, as a straight male, I discovered the world of drag. I mean, I kind of dabbled in drag before it was popular. So that was weird for me and for other people, I think, because me in a dress is not a pretty sight. But I didn't have the beard back then. But yeah, I think RuPaul's definitely sort of brought it into mainstream for people, and it's become a sort of a lot more acceptable, across the board, hasn't it?
It's crazy as well. Once I had seen Drag Race, I'd done a lot of research into like classic drag queens, like classic British drag queens, and found like Danny LaRue and like I said, Lily Savage. And it's crazy how much drag has been a part of pop culture, especially in the UK.
Yeah.
And how people have been inspired by it. I mean, Lily Savage was a massive celebrity, the same as Danny LaRue. So it's I feel like what Drag Race has done has helped us make those progressive steps and showcased so many different forms of drag.
Yeah.
That isn't just here's a man in a wig playing a woman. Like I think that's what Drag Race has done. It's elevated and it's really opened up people's eyes to so many different types, like bio queens and drag kings. Well, we've not seen a drag king in the show, but I'm sure we will.
Well, we have if you've watched the Boulet brothers, like I have, so I'm well up on my drag.
Landon Cider,
who incredible, absolutely incredible.
Yep.
Better looking than me.
The second he walked in, I was like, winner. I think he's going to win.
Yeah.
He just had the thing of a winner, and when someone brings something different to the table, I was just, when he walked into Dragula, I was like, winner.
Exactly the same. So I didn't realise that was the sort of, when you did the bits for us, we should point out that you played Wicked Stepmother in Cinderella at Christmas, in one of the only pantos that happened last year. So I didn't realise that was your first sort of on-stage drag. How did you find that, though?
It was really exciting because I was playing a part that I'd idolised those evil women. So it was my first like contract playing, because I've played Angel and Rent and done Damon Panto in like uni and stuff before uni. But in terms of like a professional contract, it was my first time, and it was just so exciting. It was crazy. There was the odd person that came back and that said that their family came to see the show and said that they thought I was a woman. Amazing. And I was like, my makeup is so bizarre. How can anyone think that that is a woman? But I suppose because it is so bizarre, it could have looked like it was on a man or a woman. So
Yeah, no, I do. I mean, I came and watched the show, and it was, it was incredible. The way you portrayed it was very villainous. You know, you can see those sort of inspirations from everything you've seen. So, I mean, it was amazing, and that's a great compliment. To say that you were actually a woman during that. Do you know what I mean? Because it was.
Yeah, I think it was more. There was points where my voice could have been like, it could have sounded like a woman in her 40s.
Yeah.
Which is what the character was. She was meant to be like this middle-aged, evil, old, ugly hag.
Yeah.
And it was just so fun. And literally, like you said, it was really a nice compliment to have someone say, "Oh, thought you were a woman." I was like, "Oh, thank you."
No, it's amazing. I'm glad you enjoyed it. So for the rest of the lockdown, how's it been for you? What have you been doing to sort of keep yourself occupied and,
Yeah, well, my friends have a production company called Watson and Wright Productions, and they've been putting together little online performances. And it's me and two other drag queens. We've kind of became this drag trio, and we done a performance for Rabbie Burns Day, the celebration of Rabbie Burns, where it was like a celebration of all things Scottish. And that's where I done Shout by Lulu. And then just the other week there, we done a Valentine's Day performance, and it was like more story driven, and it was about like all these different characters going to like a Valentine's ball to find love and stuff like that. So yeah, it's been brilliant having friends to keep me busy with the creative work. Yeah,
amazing. And of course, coming up shortly, you're doing the Glaswegian version. Well, is it Scottish or Glaswegian? Or I don't know.
Glaswegian.
It's Glaswegian version of Drag Race.
I'm not aware of any. I don't know if any of the queens are from different parts of Scotland, but I think most of them are Glasgow based, even if they are originally from different parts of Scotland.
So how's that working?
Yeah.
Obviously that's over Zoom, and it's how's that, what's going on with that?
No, that's going to be over TikTok.
Okay.
And it's going to be 6 weeks of challenges. This week's challenge has already been given out. It's Drag on a Dime. So we've got to make stuff from things in our house, and it's really a brilliant. I'm excited to be learning how to make stuff with a hot glue gun. And I've burnt myself a few belters the past. It's so sore when you catch your finger on it. But I'm super excited for the learning experience.
Yeah. Is that sort of the goal, to sort of push towards getting on Drag Race and doing that side of it?
Yeah, because I think that's many queens' goal now, because it is that platform, it is that thing to show to showcase yourself to the world as the character you've built up. So yeah, that would definitely be an aim. And yeah, that's it. It's definitely one of the aims. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's certainly an amazing platform to get onto. So I mean,
definitely.
We're excited for this, and I look forward to the day that you're out there on there. We go. She was my stepmother.
Thank you.
Right, we're going to go to right hand Ruthie over in social media corner. Hello, Ruthie.
Hello,
Ruth.
There she is.
Hi, how are you, Bonnie Banks?
Yeah, I'm keeping well. How are you?
Great, thank you.
She's tan tonight. We've given her some filters.
Yeah, lots of filters.
Yeah. Okay,
Nice.
what have you got for us, Ruthie, this evening?
Oh, so many questions. We've got lots coming on the WhatsApp tonight from
Ooh.
all over the place, which is lovely. Right, okay, so lots and lots of questions. The first one is, this is one that's asked quite a lot. What's the art scene like in Scotland? Obviously, in England, there are lots of, you've got West End, which is London-based, and there's lots of other areas which, are sort of hot points for, for culture and arts and things. What's it like in Scotland? I know you said that obviously there's a lot of drag queens in the Glasgow area, and obviously there's a lot of more greenery in Scotland in different areas. But what's it like growing up with the art scene in Scotland?
The art scene in Scotland is brilliant because it's really experimental. We've got National Theatre of Scotland, which is here, and they've got a base in Glasgow. And yet Glasgow has also got quite a thriving amateur theatre community as well. Like, going to see a lot of the amateur theatre in Glasgow, you'll go and see it and literally be like, that was better than the actual big professional production that came in the tour last year. So yeah, Glasgow's full of creatives. It's a very, I feel like it's a place that encourages creativity, which is good. Yeah.
That's good. I like that.
Nice.
And then we've got the Fringe as well in Scotland, so
yes,
that's definitely a massive thing.
Yeah, you've definitely got that, which we definitely don't have a need. So yeah, that's a definite bonus. Ruthie, give us another one.
What would be your best piece of advice for anyone wanting to start drag but not sure how to go about it, how to start, what to do? What would be your best piece of advice?
Well, I would say that you don't need to set your expectations. Like, whilst Drag Race has created a standard, don't go straight in thinking that you need to live up to that standard straight away. You might not have the money to go and get a lace front wig straight away. You might not have money to buy a really expensive dress and heels and stuff like that. So just enjoy and experiment with the makeup. I've found that I've enjoyed working out my own features more than, like, a lot of people say to go and watch tutorials. But whenever I've tried to watch a tutorial and copy it, it's always hard because I'm like, they've got a different facial structure to me, so their makeup looks right for them, and stuff like that. So what I would say is, do it for you, and you don't need to be Drag Race ready straight away. Yeah. That's what I would maybe say. Yeah.
I mean, when I started, I will tell you now, I was Drag Race ready. I was a beautiful lady. I mean, it was. I was. No, do you know what? I'm going to find a picture because Fanny Starr, my sister, Fanny Starr, was beautiful. And you know, that was before obviously the beard and the hair. But yeah. I was stunning. Ruth, back to you.
Back to me. Okay, so
that was before filters as well, Ruth.
Before filters. Crikey. Well, I tried looking for a picture, but I couldn't find one. So
I'll find one.
There'll be one somewhere.
Somebody will have some sort of blackmail material somewhere of that of me. You know, I always remember. Actually, I'll tell you this story of my first time in discovering heels, and I'm very good in heels. I can run in heels, big heels, which was my thing. However, I did the show on, I did it in the adult bar of the holiday park. That was my first sort of outing as Fanny. And I remember walking home afterwards being very smug with myself that I literally had the nerve to walk home in a dress, you know, and, full makeup wig. And then discovered that heels and grass do not work well. Heels, grass, and a few bottles of vino is a nightmare. And I think I probably ended up crawling home in the end with my shoes in hand, like so many girls do.
What an image.
No, definitely. That it's especially see during Panto when we had to walk like through a muddy field to get to the stage.
Yeah.
That was like the heels sinking, and then when you get to the stage, because you've been in mud, your heels are slippy, so you're trying to hold on and hold up your dress so you don't trip up the stairs.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you ever have that problem, Ruth?
What, wearing heels in mud?
You don't wear heels, do you?
No, normally trainers. Yeah. Normally. Yeah.
And filters.
Filters, yeah.
It's good though. What's your bow you've got on tonight, Ruth, by the way?
Oh, do you like it?
They can't really see because it's kind of glowing, but what is it?
Well, it's Princess Jasmine bow.
I think you have to turn it round, in fairness, because it's just yellow cat ears.
And
from
do you know
this
what?
side.
I thought that because the best bit's on the other side.
It's on the back.
Yeah.
Can you turn round?
You
can spin on that stool.
I know, but I'm attached with this long wire.
You've got enough time. Come on, there we go. There we go. That's exciting. That's an Aladdin sort of magic carpet, Jasmine.
Nice.
That's good.
The back of my head.
There you go, in the back of Ruth's head.
There you go.
Excellent. Okay, we've got time for one more, Ruth.
Oh, okay. We want to know, who do you think is going to win this year's RuPaul Drag Race UK and American, but definitely the UK one. And also, if you had the chance to speak to RuPaul, what would you say?
Who sent that question in? That was I've seen that pop up.
Which one? The one we've just done?
Yeah.
I'm gonna hazard a guess to pronounce this one correctly. Naganga?
Nanga. Yeah.
Yes.
So there you go.
There you go.
So there's several questions there. Winner of the British, winner of the American, and
If you had the chance to speak to RuPaul, what would you say?
from Nanga.
Who I think's going to win the UK version? Well, I think it's still so hard to pick one definitive. If I had to pick a top 3 for the UK who I think are possible candidates to win, my 2 Scottish queens, that Lawrence Chaney and Ellie Diamond, I'm really enjoying them, and Bimini Bon Boulash is brilliant as well. So if I was to pick Lawrence Chaney, I think Lawrence Chaney's doing brilliantly.
Have you picked that because you're Scottish?
No, but on whether I was Scottish or not, I just think he's brilliant, and he's slaying the game.
Ruth,
and
your thoughts on this?
No. I was just seeing if I could tag him, but I don't know. Don't know.
Well, yeah, there you go. So
Anyway.
okay, go for
That
America
didn't
then.
work.
The American one, I love Gottmik. I just love their style. And it's bringing something new to Drag Race by being a trans male doing drag, which is brilliant. And I think they have the charisma, uniqueness, nerve and talent. They're brilliant. And if I was to say anything to RuPaul, cast me!
It's going to happen, isn't it? It's going to happen.
Amazing.
Yeah, it's going to happen. It's been an absolute pleasure having you here this evening with us. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for having me.
Wonderful. We will chat again soon, preferably when you're on RuPaul's Drag Race. But in the meantime, thank you very much, my friend.
Definitely.
It's been wonderful.
Thank you so
See you
much.
later. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Yes, indeed. Welcome back to StageToStream.tv, live here in the Neverland Theatre from Skegness, the heart of the East Coast. I think that's what it is. Are you all right there, Ruthie?
Yes.
Yes, that was good though, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yes. I like a bit of Drag Race chat.
Yeah. Who's your favourite at the minute?
I don't know. It changes all the time.
Who's your least favourite in the American one?
And the American one,
Yeah.
I don't know, it changes all the time.
Does it though?
Yeah,
Does it?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
I don't know, who do I shout out at?
Well, I'm just gonna. Should we just replay what happened?
What do you mean replay? Did you film something?
No, I haven't got anything to show. I was like
Oh,
reenact. That's what I meant.
Okay.
Reenact your emotions on Saturday night when Candy Muse lost the lip sync, and was just going off when she lost and she was told to sashay away. What did you do, Carrie?
I was outraged.
No, you were really happy.
Oh no, yeah, when she was gone,
Yeah,
yeah.
you were Yeah. There were arms in the air and everything,
Yeah.
and then it was
Don't tell people
told
about
to
this.
come back,
Yeah.
and then
it happened.
anger.
It happened. Well, I think like a lot of people anyway. But there you go. How were you about it?
It's the same. Do you know what? It's one of those things, isn't it? Because it makes good television. If it makes you have that emotion about watching a person,
Exactly right.
they're not going to get rid of them.
And that's exactly what it's about. It's about TV, isn't it? It's exactly that. So,
anyway, enough of that.
Yeah, I know. Right, it's almost time for our second guest this evening. I'm very excited about this. I'm going to show you a little bit of a clip, first of all, of Monty, the Jester, in a fabulous TV show. You're going to like this. Enjoy, and then we're going to be chatting very shortly indeed. Don't go anywhere.
My name is Monty. I am 43 years old. I've been a fool all my life. I've been a professional jester for the best part of 9 years. The best part about it, I get to play in castles like this. I teach juggling. I juggle with axes and fire. I eat fire. I breathe fire. I walk on stilts. I ride unicycles. Shall we carry on? I could go all day, you know. Ninja Warrior UK. I may be the Ninjester, but I am no joke. I will see you at the top of that wall. The Ninjester. He said he's got an HND in hilarity and a BA in foolishness, Cam.
It's nice to see someone taking it seriously, Ben.
Got a feeling he's one wheel short of the unicycle, this fella.
Is he a proper jester then?
Proper jester, Cam.
There's not much call from these days, is there?
Every family has a jester, Cammy. You should know that. Good stuff, Monty. He's made it to TikTok. He'll have to cling onto that pendulum and leap off quickly before it loses momentum.
I think he's going down here, Ben. No, that's a surprise, Ben.
It surprises Cammy.
Yeah.
This isn't, though.
He's got on it, though. Can he get off it?
I don't think so. Oh, I'm wrong. He's got his wife, Catherine. He's got his sons, Oscar and Dominic, in the crowd with him as well. He's got plenty of friends. They're all cheering him on. He comes to spinning bridge. This obstacle can make a fool out of the best of them.
Go, Monty. Go. Oh!
Oh, nicely done. He's known locally as the Fool. I'll make two of you, Cam. Now it's cargo net with tassels. There's 8 bunches of bungee cords to swing from before clambering under the cargo net.
This is his nemesis, Ben, I'm afraid.
Is the Fool going to end up in the pool?
Oh, no.
He's doing very well so far. Defying our expectations, has to be said, Monty. Come on now.
Come on, Monty.
Great movement. Fantastic. What a performance, Cammy. Just goes to show, don't judge a book by its cover.
Just a minute. Watch the back of that.
Yes, he's done it. Now for pipe climber. He'll have to grapple his way across those 4 pipes, transitioning between each one as quickly as possible. Underneath the foolish costume, there is an athlete, I think.
Well, he had me fooled, Ben.
You can see his family in the crowd, desperate for him to make these last few obstacles.
Yeah, that's fine. Good technique.
Doesn't want to go that way. That's going to be seriously tricky now. I think it might.
Oh, hang on a minute, Ben.
There you go. He's not making this easy, Cam. He can't use the black parts. That is some strength there, Cammy.
He's got power in those arms.
Amazing strength from Monty Godwell. There is no joking about this performance, to be fair to Monty. And now Ninjester.
This could prove tricky now, Ben.
I'm not sure it has to be that complicated, but to get that far, to get down like that, Monty has absolutely exceeded our expectations. Seriously impressive. Has he got enough left for the warped wall? Come on now, Monty. Come on then, Monty. 3 goes at this. No problem. What a performance from that Ninjester.
Monty Gutwell, a jester from Solihull, has kicked things off superbly tonight.
I tell you what, Cammy and I had very, very low expectations. So did I. And you far exceeded them. This is what jesters do. We rock!
This is what jesters do. We rock. Yes, indeed. Monty, welcome to StageToStream.tv. How are you, my friend?
Yeah, I'm very good. I'm delighted. I've just sat there grinning like a lunatic watching that again. I think it's up to about 5,000 views now, and I think 4,995 are me, because I watch it often and frequently, I'm afraid.
It was incredible, and when we first got your publicity through, I was like, that's what we're showing, that's what's happening. It's beautiful. So how are you? Are you well?
I am. I feel like I shouldn't say that really at the moment. There's lots of people who would probably say otherwise, but no, I am. I've had a very, very odd, but pleasingly odd year.
Yeah.
Kind of all stems from the video you just showed, really. So
It's incredible. Let's talk initially about how you got into the industry and sort of how it started for you, and then we'll move into the Ninja Warrior, which was absolutely epic. But let's start with you first of all. How did you get into what you do, the Jester, as it were?
Okay, short version of a very, very long story. I taught myself to juggle like lots of people do when I was 16, 17, mostly to annoy my older brother who'd learned, and I decided that I should be better than him because that's my job. And then sort of decided not long after that it would be a really good idea to try busking because, you know, natural, I can now juggle a bit badly, I'll busk and people will pay me. And kind of got a bug for performing. I always did bits of school plays and things at church and whatnot, but you know, I kind of got the bug for being in front of a crowd full of people and being it there. But then never really had the confidence to do anything with it properly. So ended up going into real quote unquote jobs, years in customer service, floating from job to job to job. Spent 5 years working for British Airways, busking my way around the world when I wasn't cabin crew, which led to all sorts of strange and wonderful things, not least being arrested for busking illegally in Montreal at a festival. That's one for the CV. And then I ended up working at Warwick Castle. I managed the history and what they call the interpretation of the guides, and part of my job was to book acts, book turns, of which obviously jesters were quite a big part of that at the time. This is sort of 2006, 2003 I started there. And my office window used to overlook the courtyard. So if anyone's ever been to Warwick Castle, the big oval where lots of the shows used to take place, my office was on the second floor, and I used to look out the window kind of going, those guys, the jesters, are having too much fun. And I can do everything they can do, and this isn't fair. And then one day, the jester we had booked didn't show up. Just weekend, no jester. It's advertised, it's billed. We had the costume made, and my boss at the time, who knew sort of what I was like, went, go on then. Put on the costume, give it a go, and that was my first. I didn't do anything much, but I was like, oh my god, this is amazing. And then left Warwick Castle because they were trying to push me one way and I wanted to go the other, and we kind of skipped forward a few years, having been sacked from more jobs than I care to remember. You know, Indeed.com called me shotgun because I've been fired so many times. And one of the last connections I had at the castle was a lovely lady called Leanne Jones, who was a jester. I employed her as the jester full time at Warwick Castle. Lots of coups, female, the whole thing. And she knew things were not great with career, and she said, look, I think the castle would be interested in a double act, and I've sort of sounded this out. They know I want you. You're not doing anything else. What do you reckon? That was March 2009. We rehearsed a show for about 8 weeks, just under 8 weeks, that took us to the start of the summer season, and never looked back. So we performed together for just under 3 years, and then she very selfishly got pregnant and had children, which I've never forgiven her for. But I managed to carry on at the castle for a couple of seasons, and it was genuinely the best business card you can imagine. You know, you don't get many opportunities as an independent entertainer to be in front of in excess of 5,000 to 8,000 people every day for every public holiday and holiday. But that's what I did, and so the reputation grew, and I got asked to go to other places. and really never looked back. So it's been corporate events and children's parties and wedding entertainment and TV bits and just the kind of stuff I could never really have imagined, but always with an undercurrent of disaster, injury, and sort of predicament as well. That's a common theme that runs through my career.
Yeah, it's an amazing way to get into the industry, and it just shows that it was always meant to. I'm always that kind of person that goes, there's things that are meant to happen, and that's one of those things that you just kind of, it happened and you were there. So tell us about Ninja Master and how that worked.
So that show originated in Japan. It was originally called Sasuke in Japan. It was brought over to the UK. And I think it started airing in the UK late 90s, if memory serves me right. And I remember watching it when it came on the TV there. And I've always been quite an active guy. I climbed for a hobby and competed. And so I've never been not active. And I remember watching it going, I would kill to get on this show. I mean, there's no way I'm going to Japan, but I would kill to get on that show. And you kind of write these things off.
Yeah.
And just about as I was turning, just before I think I turned 40-ish, so we're coming up for 7 years ago, there was an announcement. ITV have bought the rights, and Ninja Warrior UK is coming to ITV. And I saw it. I knew a couple of people who managed to get onto the first season, but they were serious kind of obstacle course racers and proper athletes. And I didn't think anything of it until my wife's best friend, so my son's auntie, posted something a couple of years later on Facebook, or a year after, of somebody who won the American version. So this wonderful video goes around, Isaac Kajero, he wins $1 million, it's amazing, somebody's completed it. Season 2 has just finished in the UK, so they're casting for season 3. And she posts, Monty would have been brilliant at this when he was younger.
Amazing.
Red rag to a bull, how dare you? Are you saying I'm old? And that was it. My wife kind of looked me in the eyes and went, go on then, apply. And I'm stupid enough. But, I'm a jester, I do this, I do that. It kind of leapfrogged a lot of the audition and various processes, because they kind of phone you up and go, right, are you really? Yes, there's all the media. And that's when it all went rapidly downhill. So that was summer of 2017. I got through the audition process. I got through the casting process. Had to go for a live audition, which is a physical audition. Lots of swinging, jumping, and travelled all the way down to London on the one day where there's a mass London public transport strike. Only things running are tubes. Taxis were on strike. Awful. And I managed, in front of every member of the casting team, in full costume, to knock myself clean out on a pull-up bar.
Amazing.
I literally headbutted. There is a video somewhere. I headbutted horizontally a pull-up bar when I should have been swinging off it. So if I come close for everyone, if my lights aren't too bad, that lovely little crescent shape there is where I split my head open on a steel bar. I staggered around, having come to, I'm fine, only to be told, no, actually, you're bleeding profusely. Broke my wrist in the process. Was patched up. Oh, yeah. Got patched up, sent home. And I knew that the bit of the day that I'd missed, apart from, proving I could do anything, was the to-camera audition. And that was the bit I got. You put me in front of a camera, you that's it, I'm cast.
Yeah.
So I got home, went to A&E, high on codeine, with bandages here and bandages there, and I self-taped my audition video for them. I juggled the knives you saw just in the video there, begged for 3 minutes to not be written off, and the following day I get a phone call going, that was incredible, we can't say for definite, but you've got a spot. Yes, amazing. Brilliant, I've made it, that's it, I'm happy, I've got time to recover, it's great. However, 2 weeks before I was due to film, I went to a training centre which exists, Ninja Warrior training gyms, and I may have slightly accidentally fallen off an obstacle and destroyed my right elbow in 3 places.
Damn.
So I mean, literally destroyed it to the point of a surgeon saying, "You'll never straighten it again. You'll never lift weights. You'll never climb again." Like, elbow exploded, and had to phone production again and go, "You know how I may have done something worse?" And the guy on the phone, I remember him now, Lewis, fell about laughing on the phone. He said, "I don't care. Get better. Just apply next year because you won't have to do anything else." Well, that was my impetus then. Right, I'm going to recover. I'm going to get the best physio, the best everything. Lo and behold, applications opened up. My application form for season 4 literally said, "Guess who's back and not broken," with a photo. That was it. Went down, finally got through the physical audition, did the piece to camera, and it was as good as a done deal there. Within 5 days of doing that, I get a phone call to say, "You'll be aware that we do what they call hero pieces, where we film people in their day jobs." We couldn't not. Where can we go? I organise it.
Hospital.
That's all. Yeah, funny that, isn't it? Yeah, hospital likely. I organise it with Berkeley Castle. Okay, we'll go and film a day there. And that was it. As soon as I was there, I knew that I was on, I was cast. All I really had to do was stand on the start line and kind of not make an idiot of myself. It was really strange. I met you meet all the production team, and the exec producer actually said to me backstage before I went in, and he said, "The great thing about you is you could either be incredible or terrible, and it will be just as entertaining because of what you look like. You are the perfect sort of fun contestant for us." Okay, fine. But there was no way I wasn't getting up that wall. No way, especially after, and I will tell you this, I waited for about 10 hours on the day before my chance to run the course. It was a long day. But you have to spend the whole day in costume in Manchester at the old train depot there. And at one point, you have to go to the loo, and I've gone to the loo, and in after me comes Chris Kamara, who's the other host, as well as Ben Shepherd and Rochelle Humes. And bless him, he walks in, I'm washing my hands, he looks at me and kind of said, "Are you for real?" Well, yes. "Really? You're at this?" Yeah, he said, "Mate, dressed like that, you got no chance." Right, okay.
Wow.
I said, "I bet you I prove you wrong." Yeah, whatever. Walk out. So what obviously doesn't get shown there is when I got to the top of the wall, breathless and sort of ecstatic, I do the interview with Ben Shepherd, and then you walk past Chris Kamara, who's at another place just in case you manage to get a bit further, and he literally grabbed me into the biggest bear hug and went, "I am so sorry, I was so wrong, that was my favourite thing I've ever seen."
Amazing.
And so it was kind of one of those where, yay! And the whole thing just exploded from there, really. I ended up being part of their PR team when they opened up themed Ninja Warrior Adventure Centres. So they opened up 3 of them. I was available, right, Monty, can you come down? And kind of got the reputation for... There's a team of about 7 or 8 really serious ninja athletes, like properly serious.
Yeah.
And they all go and do the demoing and the clever stuff. I do the posing for photos, and wherever there be a news camera, it's kind of Monty interview. So it kind of goes Kamara me, because I do this for a living.
Yeah.
It's just been such a rush. It's been so much fun.
That's amazing.
And sadly cancelled, so don't get another go either.
So how far did you get within this? I mean, even the fact that you completed that course, because when I look at it, I go, yeah, I probably could have got onto the first section and then probably slid in the water.
I got, so that is stage 1, of which there are 4 recorded heats. So I made it through to the semi-finals and then spectacularly splashed out in the semi-finals, and was devastated about it. But it's part of the show. Everyone at some point is going to fall in or miss an obstacle, and it just wasn't meant to be. And
when you look at the fact that you've got like high-end professional athletes doing that, and no offense, you stepped into it. Do you know what I mean? To get there is incredible.
Yeah, and you know what? It's a really supportive community, and I'm still very much involved in it. So, because the show's finished now, a lot of those athletes have launched something called Ninja Sport UK. Because actually, believe it or not, a hybrid of what you just saw and obstacle courses like wall runs and Tough Mudders is actually going to be an Olympic demo sport.
Amazing.
And so they've put together Ninja Sport UK, and I'm now kind of part of that team at some point, and you know my job is to be the mouthpiece and promote it and do whatever I can. But I still go out and I train with them when we could, and we'd go to competitions, and I try and hold my own. I've got a reputation for being stupid enough not to know when to stop, hence all the injuries.
Yeah.
But it's a really great thing, and they've been really good about the fact that I did go on. I was, you call them costumed characters on that show, costume capers. You could be rubbish, you could be good. They then went, actually, you know what? You were good. You were well good enough to get further. It was just unfortunate, and I've made some really really great friends from it. So it wouldn't have happened without the Jester. If I was just another bloke, gregarious as I may be, I wouldn't have got an audition.
Yeah.
When I applied, there were 38,000 applicants, which is whittled down to 220 who film. So, the costume did a thing. There's no two ways about that. I just had to back up what I promised them I could do, really.
Yeah, I mean, it's incredible because regardless of costume, that is, to get to that level and to actually do that course in the way you did, it's nothing but admirable. It's incredible. So
I've never not liked the costumes. I'm going to show, for anyone that's wondering.
I was going to ask you about this.
That's an ninja disguise.
I was going to ask you about this because
I'm a plethora of t-shirts, so I can get rid of that one now. That gag's done, and now we can talk about this.
It's cool. The only problem is and I'd literally worked that one out because obviously it's back to front on on.
Oh, am I back to front for you?
Yeah. So on Zoom, so I just figured out, and I was like, I'll ask him about the ninja disguise by the end of it, and now you've thrown another one at me. That's fine. I can work it out.
I'm not back to front anymore.
Now that works. I don't have. Okay, ask me about my ADHD. Highway to Hell. Look, a squirrel.
Apparently, my wife likes to see my stomach. I do have ADHD. I'm very proud of this one. This is why I do what I do.
Yeah. No, it's amazing. I literally saved up that ninja gag for the end of this interview to end it. I'd sat there going, it's back to front. I'll work it out. But it's fine. That's even better. So amazing. So throughout lockdown, obviously that kicked in. And how did that affect you? How have you sort of diversified in what you do?
Yeah, like I said at the start, I can't be anything but grateful. So this is where it all comes full circle. That whatever it was, 23rd of March last year, we go into lockdown. I genuinely at that point had the busiest diary I'd had in 10 years. I had bookings all the way through to Christmas. I was kind of like, this is stellar. And within 4 days, everything went. Literally every booking just disappeared, understandably. And I sat there going, I'm sunk. I have literally no way of making money. What do I do? And I did. I kind of wallowed for 3 weeks, despite my wife and really good friends and family trying to say no. You could probably do something. And I tried to set up an online shop selling juggling equipment because I've taught circus skills for years as well. Alongside being a jester. And then out of the blue on Instagram, I get a private message from Ben Shepherd, who's the host of Ninja Warrior, and we had become sort of virtual friends.
Yeah.
Shall I say? After the show, he's genuinely a lovely bloke, and I get a message saying, "Look, Monty, my oldest lad has taken up juggling at the start of lockdown. He's got pretty good, but he wants to learn this particular trick. Do you know any resources, that he could look at?" And I went, "Mate, do you know what? I'll jump on a Zoom call with you. I'll help him. Nothing better than face to face. It gives me something to do." I do a hour's Zoom with Ben and his 2 lads, and he, being the lovely gent he is, kind of realises, I suppose, the potential in it. took a few videos, shared a couple of posts on Instagram, and suddenly within a week I'm finding myself in Hello and in OK Magazine and in the Metro, and look what Ben Shepherd's doing during lockdown, and there's my name, the full Monty Jester, expert juggling teacher. It was fantastic. Ben's talking about it, posting about it. All of a sudden, I'm getting inquiries left, right, and centre to teach people to juggle. Oh, brilliant! This is great. I had no idea about pricing, even though I've run a business for that long. It was weird.
Yeah.
So I was making no money, but I was happy to be working.
Yeah.
And then through another chance meeting, you may be old enough to remember a band called Scritti Politti.
Of course.
From the 80s, right? So Tom Morley was their original drummer, and for years has been a guy who goes around the world doing corporate events, teaching people to drum, and rhythm and things. We kind of start networking online, talking about corporate events, and I'm saying how I really want to get into this corporate world. I think this could work, particularly virtually. He took me under his wing, mentored me for the better part of 7 weeks, and kind of very kindly but very bluntly said, you're not going to get corporate bookings dressed like a jester. I know it's your image, I know you're proud of it, but it ain't going to work. You need to rebrand, you need to rethink this. Pulled some other advice from some other very, very sort of knowledgeable people. And by, I guess, mid-July, I wouldn't say Jester was dead and buried, but I wasn't doing an awful lot of that, bits and pieces. But Monty Gupwell, the juggling guy, was born. And suddenly I'm finding myself in front of groups of professionals, and, you know, L'Oreal are a client, Whirlpool are a client.
Amazing.
I'm just, my mind is blown. And I spend my weeks teaching people to juggle and spin toothbrushes on their finger, and went into Christmas and people said, could you host a party for us? Yeah, I can host parties, and now I do that, and I host sort of 40th and 50th and 60th parties online, and, you know, I'm doing all right. I'm smiling, you know.
It's amazing.
I've invested an awful lot in what I can see and no one else can, you know. I've gone from having a green screen, because that's what I thought you had to have, to, you know, real curtains, and I've got more equipment than I know what to do with, and 3 cameras and lights and all sorts of things. But what it's meant this time round is, come January, I wasn't panicked.
Yeah.
We go back into lockdown. Yeah, okay, I'm ready for it. And actually people are now coming to me rather than me having to find them. And so I do a lot of work with companies, particularly at the moment, with staff who are struggling with remembering to stop, not switching off. You know, I had a chat with a good friend of mine just before this, who's works in the legal profession, and, you know, he admitted, I didn't stop work till 10 o'clock last night. Why? You know, you just because you're at home, you gotta stop. So my sessions now are very much, I teach people how to use the process of learning to juggle as a tool for active mindfulness, which is something that comes from my ADHD sort of diagnosis, and it's very much about, you know, you might not have time to lie down and meditate, which I know is great for us. Meditation really doesn't work for me, but juggling, perfect. And I can change my state in 30 seconds to a minute if I really, you know what I'm doing. So I now educate other people around that, and suddenly that's my income, that's my living, and I'm nothing but grateful, but slightly baffled as well. I'd be lying if I didn't say that. So yeah, it's been a change. But
it's amazing. It's amazing to and wonderful to speak to people who have kind of embraced, the worst of times as it has been, and made something of it. And the fact that you've done that is just incredible, So absolute fair play to you. We're going to jump to Ruthie right now because we need to bring her in and say hello, Ruthie.
Hello.
Hello, Ruthie.
Hi, Monty. How are you?
I'm all right. I must say, I didn't realise it was an Aladdin bow. I thought it was cat ears. So
you need to see it from behind.
Yeah, thinking about it now, it's not the best of...
Aladdin, I'm dead impressed with.
I've got a Snow White one as well somewhere. I'll have to dig that
It's
out.
going to happen. It does look like cat ears right now, though, so it's fine. Give us a question, Rufy.
Okay, we want to know, what is the hardest skill that you've managed to learn, and how long did it take? Jester skill, that is.
Oh, Jester skill. The hardest. Believe it or not, right? Really, it was spinning a plate on a stick. Took me ages. This isn't going to sound like it was hard, but for me, this was hard because I learned quite quick. It took me 4 hours constantly learning to spin a plate on a stick. 358 goes before I got it once, 52 before I got it again. Drove me mad. So that took me ages. Learning to ride a unicycle took me a long time as well, but you know, I had a purpose for doing that because then I could go off and teach it. Yeah, I think they're probably the two that have taken me the longest. But it's kind of like I said earlier on, Gary, I'm daft enough to try anything once. So.
Brilliant. Do you know what? I'm with you on that plate spinning, because when I mean, my circus skills are very minimal, but when I first started learning plate spinning, I learnt it with a wooden stick, which was so much easier. All these plastic sticks kept being brought in. I was like, what's this? I can't do it. Couldn't do it after that.
I know where you're going with that. This is why I enjoy teaching so much, though. It's really interesting. So I have this big line when I teach juggling. It's like, I've taught 60,000 people in 10 years to juggle, but I don't teach it like anyone else in the world. And I don't think I do. And because of that, I approach teaching plate spinning the way I teach juggling. So I always put words to things now. It's just, I think it's the way my brain is wired. And the one thing that people get wrong with plate spinning is they move everything. It's like a lasso, right? So you talk about princesses. I always say to girls when they're learning, imagine you're holding a magic wand and you're casting a spell. Harry Potter was great for this. Imagine you're casting a spell round and round, and then just turn your hand up and keep doing it. And if you start like that and then get smaller and smaller, when you hear the little diddling of the spell, your plate will spin. And it's amazing when you tell girls that it works. They've got that thing to pin it onto.
Yeah.
And they spin a plane and go, oh, I've never been able to do that. Well, you've never met me. But yeah, it just drove me mad.
Oh,
I like that.
That's a good idea. Very good. Okay, I've got to mention as well, we've got a Raymond Lennox has popped into the chat. He says,
hello, Raymond.
I thought you might have known him. He says, say hi, and he's got lots of happy memories of clowning with you as well. So he said to say hi.
We did 5 years ago, Raymond. 5 years ago since the show at Hatton Country World, and yeah, 5 years. Yeah, that was awesome.
Wow. Okay, next question. What's your most dangerous skill that you do as a jester? And if you don't have any that are necessarily dangerous, if there was one that you would like to do, what would it be? Like juggling fire or...
So, I've always wanted somewhere to be able to swallow swords, but I know that it takes a ridiculously long time to learn because of the mechanics of it. And I'm not very keen on being able to taste metal constantly, which I'm told is a side thing, so I've never bothered. But I'd love to. But I do eat and breathe fire, and that was... I think I learnt that, after I could learn to juggle. And that is the most dangerous. I now don't do that anymore. Blimey. I can only tell you what an oncologist told me when I had to stop the first time. For every show that I performed, and I would perform 2 shows, sometimes 3 a day in the height of season at Warwick Castle, for every show, the amount of fuel that I was using in terms of carcinogens and poison was equivalent to smoking 20 full strength Marlboro in one go.
Crikey.
Yeah.
So he said to me very kindly, said, do you smoke as well? Which at the time I said, yes, I do. He said, right, choose. Is it fire breathing or smoking? Because one of them's got to go. Otherwise, you ain't going to be here. And I kind of went, okay, I'll give up smoking because this pays the bills.
Yeah.
So, it's really, really... It's stupidly dangerous. It's a wonderful party trick, but it drives me insane when I see people teaching it who have no right teaching people to breathe fire.
Yeah.
Amazing.
It just so dangerous. So if you get it wrong, you're just killing yourself slowly. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good to know.
And don't do it with petrol from a petrol pump in Africa, because that goes up really quick.
What, the price?
There's a story there, I think.
Ruth, we got time for one more. We got time for one more question. It's a flown tonight. It's ridiculous. Go for it. Well, give me one more.
Okay, if you could perform as a jester absolutely anywhere in the world for anybody, who would it be and why?
There is only one answer to that. It would be Buckingham Palace, and it would be the Queen. Bizarrely, I'm not particularly royal. I'm not, I don't have feelings one way or the other. But as a professional jester, to perform for any member of the royal family would just be kind of the icing on the cake of my career as a fool. Unlikely to ever happen, but that would be the dream gig.
Yeah.
I've pretty much done everything else I've wanted to do as a fool. I'm really
great.
fortunate I am, but yeah.
Goes hand in hand, I suppose, doesn't it?
It's what kids always say, oh, have you performed for the Queen? No. Everyone else but the Queen. So,
Love it. My friend, it's been an absolute pleasure speaking to you this evening. Wishing you all the best for the future. And we must chat again once all this is out of the way and we can...
I would dearly love to. And listen, I'll say this to Ruthie as well. You are doing a great thing here. To everyone that's watching the stream, please go off and share it with anyone that's got any interest in the arts, because no one else is doing this. No one else is actually trying to keep this community together and see a light at the end of the tunnel. So I really doff my cap to you both. I think you're absolute superstars, and to everyone else, please share it.
Bless you, my friend. It's been a pleasure this evening. We will speak again soon. Ladies and gentlemen, Monty the Jester. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye, folks.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye.
Something magical is coming this Easter. Live on Stage to Stream, our brand new online panto, The Wonderful Wizard of Oz. Join Dorothy Gale, the Cowardly Lion, Tin Man, and the Scarecrow in a brand new online magical adventure. Live this Easter at www.stagetostream.tv. The Wonderful Wizard of Oz, live online this Easter. For more information, visit our website at www.stagetostream.tv. Yes, indeed. There we are, stagetostream.tv. I'm excited about that. We are going to be filming and putting out The Wizard of Oz live very soon indeed for Easter this year. And of course, we will be touring with Parking Lot Social a little bit later than scheduled due to the wonderful lockdown and pandemic. Are you right there, Ruthie?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good though, wasn't it? I really enjoyed that.
Oh, it's talk about something totally different. It's brilliant, isn't it?
Yeah, no, I really enjoyed that. It was a nice chat.
Nice chat.
Yeah.
That was good.
You can learn to juggle?
I can juggle.
Can you?
You know I can. Oh, here he goes. Anyway, I have popped the link for for Monty's page in the chat. So head on over there, give it a like, give it a share. Why not?
Yeah, absolutely. Spread the love. That's what it's about. Share the Monty love. He was wonderful. I enjoyed that. And of course, Bonnie Banks earlier on this evening as well. Very nice indeed.
Yes.
Yeah, so what's happening tomorrow, Ruthie?
Tomorrow, well, we've got another two fabulous guests on. We've got the one and only Mr. George Strickland. He's going to be here.
Now, George is actually in the credits of the opening of the show. He plays the piano for Johnny, or Miss,
Bette Midler.
Bette Midler.
Yep, you're welcome.
Thanks.
Or was it Barbara Streisand on that one?
No, it's Bette in that one.
Is it?
He plays so many.
He does.
Share and so I lose track. But yeah, so George Strickland's here. He's chatting tomorrow, which is very exciting. I'm excited about that. Lovely. And what else?
Also, we've got Mr. Adam Fielding.
I said what else?
Who else?
mean, who else? Whom else?
Whom else? We have Mr. Adam Fielding.
Very exciting indeed. Adam, of course, a wonderful wonderful actor. Comedy actor, but also, which a lot of you may not know, is a poet, which is why we've got him on, because you're going to see some serious poetry tomorrow night, and that's amazing. That's what we want.
We get some tips.
Yeah, you need some.
I do.
Yeah.
Poetry is awful. I can't do it.
No. So that's tomorrow night. That's exciting. Don't forget, if you want to see Monty, if you want to learn how to juggle or indeed any other skills, then jump onto his website. We've put the link in the chat as well. And say hello. Just talk. That's what it's about. See what you can do.
That's why we're here.
Yeah.
Bringing
absolutely.
people together.
Absolutely. And that we are.
We are indeed.
We are talking.
We've got to talk
Talking.
about what's the Lynx camera. Oh, what was that? The Lynx camera action. We've got to talk about that.
Yeah, sorry, I knocked my microphone off.
Oh, silly boy.
Well, it's not... Bonnie Banks did it earlier.
Yeah.
Dropped it on the floor. I just knocked like that. So
What an interesting story.
thanks very much. Yes. Well, let's show a little bit of that this evening. Lynx camera action. Here it is.
Hello, my name is Sarah,
And my name is Vicky.
and together we have created
Lynx,
Camera.
action!
We are looking. Hello, my name is Sarah,
And my name is Vicky.
and together we have created
Lynx,
Camera.
action!
We are
Action.
looking for like-minded professional actors, writers, and directors from all backgrounds who have some connection to our lovely county of Lincolnshire. Together we will connect and collaborate to make work happen.
Our first project will be an online new writing evening bursting full of hot off the press, short, scripted scenes on Monday, 29th of March.
What are we looking for in writers? An open mind and an ability to adapt to new ways of working. We want fresh perspectives, so welcome your unique style. You will be assigned a small group of actors and will have 2 weeks to write a short 10-minute scene designed for them.
So what are we looking for from directors? An ability to think outside the box and make the scenes as engaging as they can be. We would love to see performances that stand out from the crowd and aren't condemned to yet another Zoom table read. You will have 3 hours of online rehearsal time, which is spread flexibly across 2 weeks with your assigned actors.
What are we looking for in actors? We want you to dig deep into the truth of your character and bring real new work to life. You will also be assigned 3 hours rehearsal time spread over 2 weeks where you will meet your director and fellow actors.
What's the benefit of getting involved? Boost your profile within the area with other Lincolnshire creatives, make new work your own, and being a part of early ideas that could go on to have a future life.
Applications for our first project are open until midnight, the 24th of February, so please click on the link below if you're interested. Thank you.
You're watching StageToStream.tv live from the Neverland Theatre here in Skegness. Yes, very exciting indeed. If you want to join in with that Lynx camera action, then please do so. I attempted to jump in on that and join in, but I pressed the wrong button and then joined in literally. That's
Did it
good though.
twice?
I was in it. No, I was in it.
Oh, were you?
I was part of it.
Was your face on it?
I was action.
Oh,
Yeah. So I'm
to get
part of that
involved,
advert.
don't you?
Well, you have to, don't you?
Well, there's only 4.5 hours left to apply. So if you want to join in, do it now.
Yeah.
I've put the link for the Facebook page in the chat, so hop on there. All the links you need you can find on there. So yeah, do it.
Exciting, right?
Very exciting. It's
Yeah.
nice to see something like that in the area, so
Yeah,
it's very good.
no, very good indeed. And hope you've enjoyed yourself tonight. It's almost time for us to go. It is 7:27.
Oh,
I know, right? What's
Yeah.
going on? It's a good night tonight. I enjoyed it.
yeah.
But it's time to go. So do you want to give us a thought for the evening? A final farewell?
Yeah. Why doesn't super glue stick to the inside of the tube?
Say good night, Ruthie.
Good night, Ruthie.
See you tomorrow. And of course, there's more of Right Hand Ruthie tomorrow night with her filters. She'll be here for us once again. Hope you've enjoyed yourself this evening from us all here at the Neverland Theatre. Stay safe until we can get back in the theatre, back together again, which hopefully won't be long. We'll see you soon. Good night.